Ma, I want to be an artist.
This is the typical sentence many children are afraid to say. Working as an artist is not well seen in today's society. This idea is also reinforced by the Spanish educational system, where artistic education is just seen as a subject to have fun, with no meaningful didactic or pedagogical objectives.
Given the importance of this issue, our group has decided to carry out an educational research. The subject of this project is the importance given to artistic education in Spanish primary schools. Concretely, we have focused our attention on the third course of a school called Ceit Garre Alpáñez. On the other hand, the main objective of this research is to raise awareness among children, teachers, and parents that artistic education plays a fundamental role at the time of developing creative, autonomous, and critical thinking skills, despite the big amount of social prejudices and stereotypes we find and the lack of curricular weight that this subject has nowadays.
Furthermore, this project has an important theoretical background which provides the basis for making a valid and reliable research. Firstly, according to Howard Gardner, there are many types of intelligence, being the Spanish schools only linked to the linguistic and logical mathematical intelligence, and consequently the motivated students with difficulties in these domains but talented in other abilities. On the other hand, Stenberg establishes that three variants within giftedness should be addressed: analytical, creative, and practical. In fact, within the artistic creation, research, analysis, and practicality are essential.
Also, the study of intelligence has evolved to studies such as those of Torrance, who developed the test of creative thinking, beginning to glimpse a new conception of giftedness, in which one of the main elements is the creative capacity. In addition, authors such as Clark consider it as the highest expression of superior abilities. However, in Spanish primary education, the time spent teaching and learning artistic abilities is significantly less than the time spent in other subjects. Regarding LONCE, artistic education is a specific subject, which means that students only have one compulsory hour per week to work on those contents. Moreover, it is a subject of free configuration for the autonomies, so they can decide at a certain point whether it is taught or not.
However, in Finland, we find the full integration of artistic abilities to improve learning. With this educational system, all the learning skills of children are encouraged. If we move to LOMLOE, the importance of creating a critical resolutive citizenship is again highlighted. However, subjects of free configuration in which the foundation of this critical thinking could be laid, such as artistic education, are relegated to the background.
Having talked about the theoretical justification that sustains our research, we also have to state the limitation and the limitations we have found during the research. Firstly, one external factor that affects our project is the reality we're living in, full of prejudices toward art. Another limitation is the time availability in the scholar day. Furthermore, some students may reject art if they are not skilled in these abilities, having also a very rigid thinking about art, linking it just with painting or drawing and forgetting about other branches. Regarding the limitation, the project is based on the Spanish educational system. As we have used the logical inductive method, we have carried out our research in the third course of a specific school, comparing our results with broader, reliable and objective information. Additionally, the topic addressed is contemporary, introduced through a holistic, multi-perspective and multi-causal approach.
In addition, the hypotheses of this research are: 1. The adoption of a critical approach regarding artistic education will allow students to understand in a significant way the importance of art in every sphere of our lives. 2. Through active reflection and participation, both children and parents will realize that artistic skills are scarcely developed in our current educational system. 3. The predominance of stereotypes and prejudices towards art is one of the main causes of its underestimation in the Spanish educational system. 4. Awareness of the positive socio-cognitive effects that the development of artistic skills has on individuals will encourage professionals and families to enhance its practice. Regarding methodology, we have made use of empirical visual arts and logical inductive methods. as well as techniques such as observations, note-taking, questionnaires, interviews, and finally, murals.
Regarding the development of the project, children had to complete a natural sciences exercise, looking for information in their books. In the second exercise, they had to create a detailed drawing, representing their lives by using their thoughts and imagination. Meanwhile, teachers' observations and note-taking took place. Secondly, in relation to the logical-inductive method, we used questionnaires and interviews.
The questionnaire given to children had several open questions which enabled us to discover their thoughts and perceptions about scientific and artistic disciplines, such as what is more important to you, knowing how ecosystems work, how to sum or multiply, or knowing how to represent by drawing your closer environment. Afterwards, we interviewed 15 parents by telephone. To do so, we adapted the previous questions to the adults' capacities and tendencies, looking for honest answers which could allow us to establish clear relationships between the parents' perspectives and children's attitudes towards art. We also encourage children to explain their dream job, to analyze some pieces of art, and to generate a class discussion from a mural presented.
This mural has its meaning. We wanted to create a duality between the two domains studied with this research, and we believe that scientific skills are more valued than artistic ones. That is why there's a pair of stairs painted with a small poster containing the word success if you go upstairs in order to get mathematical skills, and failure if you go down to get artistic abilities, representing that one is above the other and beside the held belief and stereotype that society actually has. In addition, the stairs can be seen as a transition between the two disciplines, and with this work we do not want to discredit maths, but to get a balance between both of them and give equal importance and value.
With respect to the materials and techniques used, after considering different techniques, we decided to do the freeze technique, which consists on using a sponge in order to apply paint on a surface. It is important to highlight that the corresponding surface should be painted by a uniform color, and then you can use the moistened sponge. Choosing this technique involves teaching students other decorative techniques in order to allow them to consider other options when developing their own works. Consequently, the materials are a sponge, tempera color, markers, brushes, and a cardboard.
Finally, regarding the results of our research, we have succeeded in making our students achieve critical and significant thoughts about art. Both students and parents realized the importance of developing artistic skill apart from the scientific ones. However, we haven't been able to confirm one of our hypotheses. Stereotypes and prejudice are firmly embedded in current Spanish society, so it's something that must be changed at a bigger scale. But this is a slow and long process in which all the members of the society must participate.
To conclude, we will give some recommendations. Firstly, it is essential to establish an innovative and critical educational system that increases the curricular weight of artistic education, more similar to the Finland one. Therefore, teachers must be encouraged to carry out appropriate activities and to develop their artistic abilities so children can devote more time to art and value its importance. Consequently, educational institutions must also provide schools with sufficient and good materials.